So what's going on YouTube? So my wife and I did a walkthrough video on the 2019 Jayco 355 MVQS, and when we got done shooting that footage, we actually met a guy at one of the RV dealerships that we go to, and he actually delivered RVs for a living. So I got talking to this guy, and he was telling me about this truck, and he said it was a 2016 RAM, and he started telling me that it had over 400,000 miles on it. I didn't believe him. I said, you gotta show it to me. So he opens the door, and fires up his truck, and sure enough, it had over 400,000 miles on it. So I did a quick video with him. I got a little bit of footage with him. It was very windy that day, so didn't really get a good chance to get more than I wanted to, but take a look at the video.
Basically, I got a 2016 RAM 2500 Mega. I pull trailers for a living. I have 439,608 miles on my truck. All original.
Hold on, say that miles one more time, slowly.
439,608 miles on my truck. All original. I've deleted it and put a little bigger tires on it. And I use this truck like it was intended to be used for. It's a work truck. It has the aesthetics of a mall crawler, but it's my money maker. I use it to pull trailers. It's my sole income, and the truck just is amazing. I've deleted it, done a full exhaust system on it, put a bigger turbo, put Banks Monster Ram intake horn on it, S&B intake. In the future, looking at doing a Rev Max build on the transmission and a Fleece Cheetah turbo on it. It does have a Fleece coolant bypass for it, which helped out tremendously, dropped my coolant temps by about 15 degrees, coolant and oil temps as well, and I've had no complaints with the truck.
Wow. So you've owned it for 2 years, and you've driven 439,000 miles.
Yeah.
Original engine.
Yep.
Original transmission.
Yep.
Original rear end. Or you've had maybe... You've had to do the rear end before.
I've had to do the rear end twice back at 15,000.
Under factory warranty.
Under factory warranty,
nice.
Yes. When I got it from the factory, with having the 4-link in the rear, with the bushings and the bolts and everything, you have a lot of place, so you have to have it professionally aligned. And from the factory, it came with a rear end kind of offset, and it wound up eating into the ring gear. And then when I got it replaced at Dodge, they sent it back, didn't align the truck after, figured they didn't need to like a regular leaf spring setup, just put it in their center pins, line it up, and good to go, and had it happen again. So it is the third rear end, but I haven't had an issue since I talked to Chrysler about it and got it all figured out, took it to a professional alignment shop, and that was, like I said, back at 15,000, and I haven't had an issue with it since, with, again, 439,000 miles on it. Deleted my truck back at about 205,000. It was a pretty good gain power wise, no complaints whatsoever. I gained a bunch of power, bunch of torque. I gained about 2.5-3 miles to the gallon deleting it. I did all the work myself. Wasn't hard, took about 4 hours to rip everything off and about another 2 to put everything back on. Hardest part, which anybody that knows these trucks know, the EGR sucks, and it was a pain in the butt ripping off. But it pulls great. Now I get about 26 to 27 miles to the gallon, unloaded and loaded, depending on wind, of course, because that's always a factor. Wind anywhere from 11 all the way up to 15 miles to the gallon. Nice flat smooth roads, beautiful day. 14, 15 wind, little bit of hills down to 11, but still can't complain. 342 gears. I have 34.5 by 1250 18s on it with a 10-inch wide wheel with negative 24 backspacing on it. And it's just, the truck's a beast. I can't complain. I'm a diehard Chevy guy. I have 4 Chevys at home. I have the Mega Cab because my wife wanted it because our 2 kids and wanted more room and fell in love with the truck.
Wow. Nice.
With those, so it kind of had that little pissed off look.
Yeah.
On the headlights.
Nice.
My other favorite thing is,
oh my gosh,
wireless remote. Has a wireless remote to turn those on.
Oh wow.
I have HPP, higher power performance, from Garofalo Enterprises. Nice part about it is I do have the 5-position switch over here to adjust through the tunes down here from 1 to 5. And then with HPP, you can actually download their app, which is the autoagent, and you get all your adjustments and your gauges all through your phone, or you can set it up on a spare phone so you don't have to use your regular phone to do it. You can switch from your gauges to have it set up any function, any design you want for the way you want it to go. It actually sits there and has live meters for when you hit the throttle like I am right now. You can go through here, go to your vehicle settings, go to ECU profile, and here's all the different tunes that they offer, updated and old tunes, from your low fuel boost tunes to your regular traditional tunes. You just click on it, it's all cloud-based, has its own Wi-Fi that goes straight to your phone. Download it, simple.
Do you have like a little computer in your OBD?
Yes, it does plug into the OBD too, and then it has the Wi-Fi box that controls everything all off on the side. You can still do your diagnostics from it, and your data logging. You can do data logging straight from the HPP program and add multiple vehicles. Like my dad's truck is actually included on this, so I can plug right into his and tune his as well.
So as far as fuel goes, you say you get really good gas miles. I noticed that you have a transfer flow. You told me what it was.
Yeah. It's the transfer flow Trax 3 monitor over there. It shows the percentage of fuel, which is like 35 gallons right there, 25 here in my auxiliary tank, and it actually shows the gallons, which makes it nice. 18 gallons in my main and 10 in my auxiliary. The factory gauge still works. Only difference is underneath the truck now, instead of having the factory 21-gallon tank, I have a 50-gallon tank underneath.
Nice.
50-gallon replacement tank. And then in the bed, I have a 40-gallon with a, it's a 40-gallon / toolbox. So you can still keep all your tools in it and everything while you're doing the job, transporting whatever, you know, which makes it really nice. Right now, I just drove from Elkhart, Indiana, on the same tank of fuel, still with 28 gallons left, and I drove 606 miles, and I still have 28 gallons left, and it says 11.8 through all the hills and everything coming over here. Jeez. For miles.
12 hours.
Yeah, 12 hours, 11.8 miles per gallon through all the hills and everything from Indiana to over here. And everything with it is just so smooth ever since I did it. So. Yeah, I watched a cop sit there and flick its lights on last night at somebody, and they just kept cruising all the way up here.
Really?
Yep.
What I like about this way is that you can see them a mile away.
So yeah, accelerating, you got, we're in the tow tune right now, so warm it up.
Yeah, even with the level, it feels very stable.
Right. See, that's 89 miles an hour like nothing.
I love how aggressive that is, dude.
Something red. I think it's the spoon in the window. Oh, that's what it is.
Wow. I can't believe the truck has 439,000 miles on it.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like it.
Oh yeah, it's, and like I said, suspension wise, only thing done is the leveling +1, because the factory or a leveling kit is only 2 to 2.5 inches. I did the 3 up front with the inch in the rear, the Rough Country 3.0 shocks, and other than that, all factory suspension stuff: sway bar end links, ball joints, tie rods, hubs, everything's all original. and it's just.
That's what I'm saying. Like it does. Yeah, Ram. I feel like Ram is probably one of the best heavy-duty trucks out there in terms of like that's what you see towing all the time.
Right.
Like when we went down to Florida, I was like looking at everything going by, and I would say at least 50% of those trucks are Ram.
See, and that's the thing too. If you ever pulled the trailers and started doing like what I do, you'll notice that as well. That with it, I'd say about 75 to 80% is all Dodges doing it. See, transmission still all nice and tight. Jeez, just goes and goes and goes.
What's with 680 horsepower? It shouldn't be, but it is.
Right.
Do you ever get that slipping feeling, like when you let off, like when you get off to a start?
Sometimes, but depending on your setting, that's the hill assist. Because if you go into the settings and shut off the hill assist, it'll actually sit there and be more responsive.
Okay.
Because the hill assist, once you have your foot on the brake for anything more than 3 seconds, actually locks the ABS.
Yeah.
It locks it up so it keeps all the fluid and keeps the pressure. So like if you had a trailer on the back, then you can slowly give it gas and it'll start taking off instead of rolling back and then working the transmission more to go. It holds it in place so you can start giving it gas, and once it gets so much pressure on the throttle, then it frees up and lets you go.
I see. Yeah, I called Ram to see like if there was an issue. They're like, no, that's actually kind of normal.
Yeah.
But you're right though. I think they said something similar. Like to drop the hill assist.
Yeah.
The hill hold assist.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't had a second yet, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel. And like I said, I will have more videos coming your way. I did not mention it in the video, but Ricky is planning on opening up his own performance shop. I'm not sure if you heard in the video, but he actually did do all the work on his truck, so he's very savvy with that type of stuff. And he will be opening a shop in California in the near future. Not sure what the dates will be, but that will be coming in a follow-up video. But again, thank you so much for watching.